Yes, guys, I hope you're good. Welcome to the channel. I'm with Dante. We're going to talk about the Sevens game, the second leg. I hope we win it tomorrow so that we can go through. Also, we'll be addressing some of the crazy day, latest news about Victor Osimhen and everything. It seems like it's Fabrizio Romano versus Di Matteo. So, Dante, how are you?
Yeah, big up to Bega. Big up everyone in the chat. If there's people there, I can't see at the moment. Yeah, I'm good, not bad. Uh, I had a couple of days, a little bit, didn't feel too well, but I'm back at it now, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, it's good to see you back. And we have Tiger Beast here. Tiger, how are you?
Good, good, good. How are you?
Big up, Tiger.
Yeah, and then we have Coachella on the chair says one K sub soon. Let's go. Yeah, guys on the chair. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. So Tiger, can you hear us clearly? Okay, we'll
Nope,
Yeah,
wait for
bro.
you.
doesn't
Yeah.
look like.
Can you guys hear me?
Very
Yeah, we can hear you
faint.
now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess it's not good. Yeah. Is it good now?
Yeah,
It's
it
okay,
seems
just a
like
little
you have
faint. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Wait a second. Yeah.
No, I think it's having a Victor Osimhen virus, so I understand.
You, Tobago and Tiger Beast, you guys are obsessed with the Osimhen saga.
Yeah, here's it from Fabrizio Rahman. The first TV he shared this is exclusive. Al Ahly management set to travel to Italy today to advance in talks with Victor Osimhen. Nothing changed yet as Chelsea remain in talks with Victor Osimhen over personal terms salary. Victor Osimhen are likely only possible if Chelsea are not able to agree on terms. So I think this on us, to be honest. And let me say before we go on, let me say the latest because I have the latest also that is
Nothing is
shared.
latest. That's the latest.
No, this is the latest. Let me show you.
Big up Dante. Big up. I couldn't do. Big up that. How about
Yeah,
you, mate?
Big up, Tiger. It's all
so,
good.
yeah, this is the latest. It says, understand Al Ahly proposal to Victor Osimhen include a release clause, crucial point requested by the Nigerian striker. Talks will continue in person with Al Ahly management in Italy for the Red Talks, while Chelsea keep negotiation on contract terms with Victor Osimhen. So, Tiger, I'll start with you since you are like me. You want Victor Osimhen in Chelsea. So, what is your
Yeah.
thoughts about this?
Like we guys are the expert on Victor Osimhen right now. Yeah. Following this saga from like ages now. I don't know, man. Like at this point, I'm exhausted. I can say it's uh, and about the journalists, they are just recycling the news again and again. And yeah, I mean there is nothing new except the release clause part. So yeah, I mean when I read this piece of news, I assume that Victor Osimhen would want a release clause with us as well. I mean, it doesn't make any sense because, I mean, what to make sense of this news? Because if release clause is so important for him, maybe because he doesn't want to stay in Saudi for too long, right? So he's expecting a release clause so that the release clause can get him out in case he wants to leave Saudi Premier League or Saudi Pro League. I'm sorry, whatever. So that's it. I mean, there's nothing else. I mean, it's just dragging along. But uh, I guess if the report by DiMarzio and by, let me remember who else quoted it. I guess Top Skill Sports also quoted it. So if the reports by these two guys are true, that he has been offered 30 million net kind of a salary, like around 600K per week, 620 if I'm not wrong. I mean, that's outrageous, right? And we were discussing it on the group that it's no less money. So yeah, again, right? Okay. Who is this? This is DiMaggio. That figure toppled up to close to 25 to 30. So somewhere it's 25, somewhere it's 30. So, anyways, but yeah, man. I mean, 25 million, and if I'm not wrong, we were uh, like Chelsea and Osimhen are discussing everything, and the whole arrangement is not being made around 11 million and 10 million, right? So I mean, that's a gap of, I mean, assuming that we are giving in 11 million, that's a gap of how much, 10, 14 millions. I mean, that's huge, bro. That's close to a 15 million of wage gap. So every year, and that's huge, right? You can actually fit in two players into that sometimes. No, I guess every time you can play two players into that. And by the way, I don't know how correct the information is because I've not checked it, but I was watching one of the streams by one of our biggest Indian YouTubers, Jog Baba, shout out. He actually mentioned on his channel a while ago that Ivan Toney is just on uh, 40,000. I get 40,000 per week, or 20,000 per week. If it's 20,000 per week at Brentford. I mean, that's, even if we do 100K, it's like five times. So
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
on £36,000 a week.
oh, it's 36. Still, I mean, it's too low. I mean, in comparison, why to even compare? But uh, well, it's either this or even Tony. So 36,000 pounds. Oh my god! I mean, it's incomparable. So yeah, man. I mean, the wages is the issue, but uh, you know, I have not said this on any platform up till now. I have not said this. Okay, now I have said it on the group as well. Uh, I'm getting very bad vibes, Thiago and Dante, from this transfer. From the last 3 4 days, I'm not getting good vibes. And the major reason of that is, uh, this is heart to heart conversation, and we are brothers sitting over here, and I think you can guys can relate. You know what happened with Lukaku. Uh, that man came in with a lot of zeal, and we were all celebrating, and every Chelsea fan was like deep down and joy and everything, and uh, then that man plays for some time around, and then that man starts flirting around and starts remembering, uh, X and everything. I mean, that saga reminds me of one of my friends who, no matter how much his ex does, does him dirty, but he runs back to her. So you cannot just, I, that's a problem. Some people cannot recover from their exes. I'm sorry, Chad, if it's going personal, but that's how it is. I mean, some people, you advise them whatever, they will run back the moment they get an opportunity. But well, I just feel, if Victor Osimhen comes to Chelsea, he must, by the way, big up super coach Coachila. If Victor Osimhen comes to Chelsea, he must Thiago and Dante, he must come with his heart, with full conviction and commitment. I don't want a player who is coming to Chelsea. Oh yeah, I could have earned a generational wealth, 600K per week, and you know what? You should all be thankful to me. Yeah, I'm not scoring goals, but see, I'm here and I've left such a big offer and this and that, and you should all be grateful. Uh, I don't need that. If you're coming with that attitude, sorry, bro. Stay at Saudi. I don't care. No one is bigger to me than my club. I love you, Victor Osimhen. I want you at my club. Yes, 100%. I'm praying for it. But if you're not coming with the right attitude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot go through, or I cannot see us as a fan base go through another Lukaku 2.0. That would be devastating for this club and this project. And this has all the ingredients, and that's my fear from the last 2 3 days. First, because, and this is not uh, instant fear. This has built up to it. First, I was thinking, okay, Osimhen is not agreeing because maybe we are not proactive in this deal, and we are, low bowling Napoli, low bowling Osimhen, taking them for granted, and something like that. Ah, and maybe we are not talking well, or maybe we are not communicating our demands well, or maybe we are not understanding his demands well, and that's why the gap is there. But from the past 2 3 days, the statements from his camps, the reported, the alleged, I'm sorry, again, nothing is sure in this market, but whatever we have listened to, it's total sus, bro. It has all the ingredients of turning into another Lukaku session, where he comes in after a lot of convincing, lot of convincing, and then he says after 6 months or so, or a year or so, okay, you know what, you guys are not getting Champions League again. You guys are in Europa. You guys are playing in Club World Cup, but I want to play in Champions League. So you know what? And I'm not earning the wage. So either give me 500k, or either let me leave. And you know what? We all know if you sign Osimhen, he's going to be signed at 7 years, 8 years long contract. He won't be getting signed at 2 years contract with a release clause. Let's be fair, right? So a 7 year contract for Victor Osimhen, and then after a year he is not satisfied with the salary and the wage, and he wants more suddenly. And he's like, "Oh no, I got convinced that day, but now into the season when we are not performing well or performing well, whatever, I'm not so convinced, and I want a wage hike." And we are like, no, no, we cannot give you suddenly 500k or 600k from 250k. I'm sorry, you have to earn it. Oh my days. It's gonna destroy us like anything, bro. And that's my innate fear regarding this deal, and that's why I want him to come, yes, but I want him to come in his full conviction. Don't come half-heartedly to Chelsea again, bro. No, no, no. Stay there. Stay at Saudi. I don't want you. If you come at that Stamford Bridge, come with Chelsea in your heart. Else don't come. That's my last point regarding the deal. I don't think so. This is happening any moment before deadline day. This is gonna stretch, Thiago and Dante. It's gonna stretch big time.
Yeah, yeah. All I can say, no matter what we do as Chelsea, now Saudi teams are involved, right? Al Ahly. We can't match them in terms of salary. You know what they offered? Who's that? Ivan Toney from 67k to
400k.
400k per week. So just imagine if they can offer Ivan Toney that money. What about Victor Osimhen? So clearly you can see now. Coachella says if Osimhen goes to Saudi, I wouldn't blame him. And he said, let not go overboard for a Victor Osimhen. I agree with you. If he wants to
Yeah,
come, he
right. I
come.
mean,
If he doesn't want to come, he doesn't want to come. So I just want to get Dante's thoughts about the Victor Osimhen thing. So Dante, what is your thoughts?
Yeah, big up, coach. I see you there in the chat hiding there. Um, yeah, I liked what Tiger said. Exactly. You don't want a problem. They're trying to get these problems out of the dressing room, i.e., Sterling, Chilwell. They don't really want those players on high salaries, especially not performing high players. They don't perform. They're just there because they have high salary and they have a name, but they haven't done it in a long time. I absolutely agree. That's what I'm along all along. There's no point bringing, even if he accepts. I'm going to start saying things, and we've seen Osimhen open his mouth quite a bit already. With his national team, he doesn't keep quiet, so he's one of those guys that do likes to talk and to talk up if something's not going right. So, do you want that in the dressing room? It's a tough one. Obviously, they have to do more work on him to find out if that's an issue or not. Yeah, look, pretty much like Tiger said, I wouldn't bother with him if he doesn't accept the salary and say an incentivized contract. There's no point. Just let him go to Saudi Arabia if he wants the money in that. No problem. Good luck. Have a great career there, and get some generational wealth for you and your family. That's fine. I'm not gonna be bitter about that at all. He can do that, no problem. So, yeah, that's not an issue. But yeah, I don't see. I kept saying this. I don't see him coming in and having nearly 200,000 more than the next player we have in the squad. I mean, how's that going to look for the other players? It's just not going to look good. It's a too big of a gap. I know we really want, but I don't know if we're at that stage yet where we should be adding a player exactly like that. Of course, he's going to help us a lot. He'll be doing well, but just the problems that it can cause financially and in the dressing room when other players' contracts come up, like we saw Palmer did well one season. He got a bit of a bump match, but it was a bump up. Jackson looks like he might be the next one to getting that. And that's going to keep going and going. But when you've got a guy in the dressing room that earns 200,000 more than anyone else, well, those bump ups won't be that little bit. They're going to want bigger bump ups. So, it just depends how he fits in the structure. Like I kept saying, I don't mind if he comes and I don't mind if he doesn't come. I'm happy the way we are. I'm sure we've got a backup option. Like we keep seeing that 4-striker list. Not quite sure who that is exactly. We think Tony's one of those, but I still have my doubts about that one just because of his age and his past. But yeah, with Victor Osimhen, look, I kept saying it's going to go down to the last minute because we're playing a bit of poker with Napoli and other clubs because no one wants to pay Victor that money. There's only one club, a nation in the world that can pay him what he wants, and that's in Saudi Arabia. So we are waiting. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we'll probably activate someone like we did with Neto really quickly. Someone else, if we get the really quickly, we'll probably activate another plan we have in motion, and I'm sure we'll be just fine.
Yeah, thank you. And JC says hello, Tawako. Are you bringing Osimhen, bro? I'm not told Paul Stanley, or Lawrence Stewart. It's up to them and the club, and also with Victor Osimhen.
If
So
Tobago was bringing Victor Osimhen, he would have arrived at the starting of the window, isn't it?
yeah, 100%. But again, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not. This deal is not simple. I know Chelsea fans who are frustrated about it, but again, this is not simple. It includes a lot of financial package. So we just can't go all in about him. So I think we need to chill and see what happens.
Bro, like imagine for once, right? I'm just playing the ifs and buts, but imagine Dante and Thiago, right? What happens if Saudi was not involved right now? I mean, it would have been so simple. Just
Yeah, it
us
depends.
and
It
Victor
depends,
Osimhen.
but yeah, I know
Yeah,
what you're saying. Yes, of course, the money. Yeah, the money he dreams of is only Saudi, correct? So there
yeah,
won't be any other club giving him the money he wants. That's for sure.
yeah. What's up with our goalkeepers? JC asks.
Yeah, I don't think we'll sign a new goalkeeper, to be honest.
Mike
So
Penders just signed 2 days ago, right?
yeah,
Announcement
so
done. So no,
yeah, and then we have the latest news from Fabrizio Romano. It says Chelsea have Thomas Araujo on their list in case one defender leaves in the final days. No bid at this stage, but Araujo really appreciated as per CNN Portugal. Paris Saint-Germain want Araujo in case Milan Skriniar accept Al Nassr proposal. So I don't think we'll get him, to be honest. I don't think we'll have a time to sell our defenders. Maybe Chalaba or Disasi, I don't know. It's too late for now. We have 2 days left, right? Today we have 2.5 days. So I don't think we'll be able to sign a defender or sell them, to be honest. But again, let's see. Anything can happen. But with Victor Osimhen, like I said, I want him, but if the deal won't happen, I won't be mad also. I'll move on. I'll still support Chelsea. I'm not a player FC. So let me check the latest
exactly.
news and then we go on. So meanwhile, guys on the chat, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button.
Yeah, please subscribe. On that Orao one, and meanwhile, Thiago is checking the tweets and everything for new news. I personally feel, first of all, I don't know who the guy is, so that's a great start. Second, I think, yeah, if personally, I don't think Trevor Chalobah is moving anywhere, so he's staying. I personally feel either of the Sasi, Badiashila is also not moving. So
Mauritius not living.
might be there is a case Disasi goes on deadline day. Might be, you can see that. If that happens, we are gonna bring this guy, but again, be very specific about it. Skriniar, which was mentioned by Fabrizio, is 100% going to Al Nassr. So you can take that from writing from me, right? So he's going, and if he's going, PSG would be in fight. So again, Arao won't be cheap. So yeah, that's again a problem because PSG and us battling players have not ended well for us. If you have forgot Ugarte, so yeah, I mean, let's move on with the other news.
which wasn't a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. I personally prefer Antonio Silva, but anyways, that's 90 million north.
Go ahead, Tobago.
Yeah, I had a horrible injury in Antonio Silva. So go ahead and read for me. I want to check something.
No problem. So from Chelsea Dodgers, we have sources close to Chelsea insist they have multiple striker targets, including Brentford's Ivan Toney. However, Osimhen is top of the Blues list. Yep. So, like I said earlier, just before, with the Ivan Toney, I don't see why we would have him on the list. To be honest, he's almost turned 29, I think. He's yeah, he's
28,
cheap,
20.
as in wages are cheap, but the transfer fee won't be as cheap. He'll have no resale value or anything at all. I just don't think we would go for him. We're not at that stage that we need to go for him, in my personal opinion, and just what the club have done before and what they said they're doing, the project. So I think that's just there, and especially with Tony's background as well. Which, when I mean background, I mean he's gambling, obviously his suspension and his gambling problems. I don't think we would be going on for him. I think he's just the name there that other journalists are putting out, and obviously because he's available and he wants to move, obviously because he's on peanuts at Brentford and he wants to go somewhere now to finally, it's probably his last chance, basically. Yeah, he's not getting a big contract. And especially with that age, I don't see us giving him like, a big contract, a long contract. I mean, we can't because he's too old already.
Yeah,
There's no way he can get a long contract either. So I think this Ivan Toney stuff is just a bit of smoke. I think there's someone else there.
uh,
I just
yeah.
don't see it being Ivan Toney, in my
And you know
opinion.
what? You know what, Dante? It's more like he has agreed all the terms and everything with Al Ahly. So I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Also,
Oh, and that as well, of course, and it's a massive salary as well. So it's
yeah,
300,000 or whatever it is. So yeah, it's
400K,
big
everything.
salary. So um, yeah,
Also, if
I
we
don't
do
know.
sign him, it would be like a stopgap signing, 1 years, 2 years, not like a 7-year contract. Not possible.
Yeah, but we
So
don't do that. We don't do that now. We're not in that stage, and it's not set up
yeah,
for the club to do that right now. And yeah, that's a problem. The age, obviously, and the length as well, of course. So you're gonna have to give him a contract, but then the length will be very short. You're not really amortizing that, are you? So it's actually gonna cost a lot more than probably anyone else we have per year.
they're not gonna pay 40 million north or 40 million for 2 years. No, no
That's
chance.
what I mean. Yeah. So that's why I just don't see this Ivan Toney thing happening unless there's something amazing. Like can't say no. The salary is really low. The price is really low. And, the terms are so favorable that we can't say no for like a couple of years, maybe. But otherwise, I just don't see it. It just doesn't make any sense for the club.
Because we are on this post, and this news piece. I want to ask, what do you guys think? Who are your two other options apart from Victor Osimhen and Ivan Toney? Mine are Victor Gyökeres and who else? I forgot. I can't remember a
Yeah,
fourth. Ivan
the
Toney, you said?
other one,
I don't.
On Duran,
Honduran,
The
yeah.
other one,
no, yeah,
yeah, the other one
Honduran,
is Aston Villa striker John Durham.
John Duran.
So yes, to be honest, if I was Chelsea, if you don't get Victor Osman, bro, don't do a panic buy. We rather do it
Yeah,
next summer or January. Remember what we did with
Exactly.
what did we do with Lukaku, right? We did a panic buy, and you see what happened with him. The rest is history. So I don't want us to do another panic buy. That time, Thomas Tuchel wanted Lewandowski, Harry Kane, or Haaland, and we couldn't buy them. So we went for Lukaku just for the sake of buying a striker, which was very expensive. So I don't want that anymore. So if we don't agree with Victor Osman, don't do a panic buy. So let me write the comments on the chat and I'll come back to you guys. No, Foela says Osimhen deal is finito over, not coming, and go get Tony. And Rich Moneymaker says, pick up the legend, the panel, and I will send you email the report to your Twitter account. Everyone hit the like button and subscribe. I mean, okay, Nas confirms I will send the report to you, Dante. Says Dante, they are serious about Victor Osman, but they wouldn't take 20. 10 says 2 years. Sterling to United. I don't I don't think so because we're doing a sub deal, but it seems like the sub deal is not happening anymore. So let's see, bro. I hope he leaves. And it says I saw a news menu on Chilwell. I mean that's fake
Actually,
news.
I
Fake
saw
news.
contrasting news that Man United is not interested in Ben Chilwell. Anyways, I mean, I
Yeah, this is
hope.
the fake news.
Yeah,
He's getting shopped to whoever wants him.
yeah. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I mean, now I'm even more concerned. Like, I would be okay if we get no striker. Okay, Jackson Gui, not ideal. Felix on top as a false nines, but I would be okay with that setting. But and Kunku can play as a striker. Okay, suddenly we
Exactly.
have a
I'm
lot of
saying thank
options.
you as well. So we're fine. If it doesn't
But
happen,
but
we're
but
fine.
Sterling, Chilwell, Broya, oh my God! If these guys stay in the club, it's not nice. They are they must
What's
be
not?
sold at this point. What do you guys think? Where are they going?
They'll work it out. They'll need to compromise, and they will go. If not, they will stay, and they just will train with the reserves, and that's it till January. That's going to happen. It's not the coach's
Yeah,
problem, like you said. It's not his problem. His problem is the players he wants, the number of squad he wants to do with. The other ones are not his problem. That's the sporting directors and the club's problem to do whatever they want with them, and that's how it should be. That's business, and he doesn't want to. He doesn't need those players around if because he knows they're not going to be happy because he's not going to play them, and they'll just be complaining and moaning. So you don't want them there, part of the main group. You definitely don't want them. So it's the right way we're doing it. We're going to try to move it. If a lot of people say, "Oh, we're disrespectful," stuff, we've actually been pretty respectful with pretty much everyone. We're trying to find them a home. And we've been pretty good with players with that. We've waited for their preferences, try to move them to where they want to go, not where the bigger money is or something. So we're actually working with the players, and that's how we should be. And we're looking for a solution. It's very simple. It's not that complicated, but people seem to make it a lot more complicated, especially when it's some homegrown players. But I don't think people can complain too much about Sterling and Chilwell in particular if they were to go because they have done nothing in the last 2-3 years. So
You know the funny thing about the media right now, after that win against Wolves, they changed their mindset. They say, you know what, forget about all the noise about for the two players. Chelsea had a fantastic performance against Wolves. Blah blah blah. I was like,
yeah,
these guys are
title
flip flop.
contenders now. Yeah, that's what
So before
happens. This is what happens. And if we lose next week or draw, it'll be the other way around again. So this is what's going to happen all season. Unfortunately, this is where we are at the moment. But um, yeah, you're going to see it going up and down, up and down. Every week will be different.
But I don't think so. I think we'll beat Crystal Palace, to be honest, the way we were playing. And then it seems like they're struggling at the moment, Crystal Palace, after losing Olise. Seems like they're struggling to create more chances. But again, this is football, anything can happen. So before we move on to the seventh game, I just like to ask you both, what is your thoughts about the Wolves game? Because I haven't get your thoughts about the Wolves game. Were you happy about it, Dante? The way you performed?
Yeah, not happy at all about the first half, especially the setup, the formation setup. I was not happy at all. I do not want to see the 4-2-3-1. I don't like that formation. I never did. And he went for that again at the start. Thank God he adjusted that throughout after 30 minutes or so. I think it was he adjusted that because he saw Wolves were there was such a big gap, which I kept saying last season. That there's a big gap. If you play that formation, there's a huge gap between uh, sort of defense, midfield, and especially from midfield to forwards. There's a massive gap. So they have an extra player in there. They'll overrun you, and it's very easy to combat that formation if you have the players to do it. And even Wolves have those players to do it because they've got those physical central midfielders that can do that. And they did that. And that's what happened. I was very happy to see Maresca change it after 25 or 30 minutes. Went back to his traditional 4-3-3 and with the inverted. And yeah, it slowed the bleeding a little bit. And then the second half, we absolutely blitzed them with that formation. So my criticism was like, yeah, I can understand why he's going with it because it fits the players we have and they're very used to that formation. And I think he's probably seeing at training it might be a bit difficult for a lot of these players to get his way of so far because there wasn't enough time to train properly and to do it. So he probably is like, let's go for something that was a bit more comfortable for you guys, and then we'll see how we go. But yeah, I don't particularly want to see the 4-2-3-1 again. I liked him because he has the 4-3-3 formation and the way he sets up in that formation. And you saw that once we switched to that, we were a much better team. And yeah, it worked. It worked a lot better, and we blitzed them in the second half. So yeah, was unhappy at the start, but after we changed it, I was very happy, and it's good to see that should put to bed the people are saying that Maresca's got no tactics and he can't change during games, and he's only so he can do it as well, obviously, and he did it for the good. Made a crucial decision halftime straight away. A Mudrik off. You're not doing it. I'm sorry, Mudrik, you're not doing it. You're coming off straight away. Made the change there as well, and that's what you want. You want to see. You want to react to what the opposition's doing and to counter them, and that's exactly what I did. So I was very happy with that.
Tiger Beast, what about you? What is your thoughts about that game? Tiger, are you having Victor's virus?
he's probably he's on his 5 screens. He's on his 5 separate screens looking. He'll be back
Okay,
soon. Just go ahead,
yeah,
to bag.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I've just saw it right now.
So yeah, look, but the Wolves, yeah, great performance. Second half, absolutely blitzed them. Great attacking, great passing, great build-up play. Everything you want to see, especially that's a Maresca system special there, how he did that. So yeah, that's what I want to see. His system, just back your system, Maresca, back it and just go with it, because that's gonna do a lot more. Then yeah, I understood what he, like I said, why he's gone for that 4-2-3-1 because he can play that as well. But I think the other formation works much better.
Yeah, I agree with you. And then what a fantastic performance by Noni Maniwege after that social media post. So
Oh yeah,
I think, yeah, I think if he didn't play very well after that social media post, oh my gosh, he was going to be cooked. So overall, what a performance by him.
look, yeah,
Okay,
he finished well, and that's what we want for him to do. He normally doesn't finish that. That he takes too many touches and cuts back on his left always. And if I'm a defender, opposition team, most of the time, it's not that hard to mark Noni. You got to take him to your left, make sure you cover his left, and that's it. He hasn't got a right foot. He can't shoot with his right foot. But he's worked on that off season, and he's worked on it really well. And I kept saying, once he gets a right foot to shoot, that's when you have a different option and it confuses the defenders. They're not sure then to go on the left, right. What are you doing? So he's finally done that and he's come good. So yeah, he's like I said, he'll suit the formation perfectly in Maresca's system. It's the type of winger that he likes to play with, and he suits it perfectly, and he'll score goals and he'll do very well. Just needed that right foot, and finally he's worked on that. He's got the right foot going, so that's a big plus. He had an amazing game because of it, yeah, and hopefully it continues.
Yeah, I agree with you. Bobby, I've just sent you the link on your DM because seems like every time I say the link on the group, you don't see it. So I did share the link. So JC says, what is a Maresca system? JC, come on. We know that Maresca like to play for 4-3-3 system. But in terms of build up, he plays 3-2,
Yeah.
3-2, 3-2-4-1. Yeah, if I'm correct, right, Dante?
Yes, the two attacking eights, yes,
Yes,
and
and
two
one
wide wingers,
striker.
correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I'm sure JC knows the system. I don't know why he's asking it. He knows it pretty well. I don't know why he's asking that.
yeah, and I'll just talk about this, and then I'll share what Take a bit said to me, and then we'll continue about the game, the lineup that we want to see tomorrow and stuff. So in terms of injuries, they say the Sassi have a groin injury. No, this is available. Even Moses Caicedo is available. Rhys James, yes, is not available, and Romeo Lavia. And also, Enzo Maresca arrested Pedro Neto. It seems like he didn't train yesterday. So it seems like he's managing his injury. Also, who's that? Our new signing, Joao Felix, is not traveling because he was not registered in time, so he won't fly to Switzerland also.
Look, we
So
should have, yeah, we should have enough. We've got a 2-goal lead. We should have quite enough to deal with Servette, and they will need to open up a little bit, and that's just going to play into our hands. So we should have a much stronger performance in Servette than we did at home.
yeah, I agree with you. Big up, Bobby. How are you?
Hey, Tobago. Hi, is that you and Dante?
Yeah, big up,
Yeah.
Bobby.
Hi, big up, guys. Big up, guys. I just thought I saw you streaming. I said, oh, let me join you quickly, even though I'm just walking in. So, what's the story? What's the topic? What's happening in Victor Osimhen land?
Man,
Who
it
knows,
seems
Bobby? Who
like,
knows? We wait
yeah,
and see.
I
I've
still
already,
think my personal feeling is I still think he'll come to Chelsea. I know Al Hilal are trying a last ditch, and they will throw the kitchen sink at it and make him an offer he can almost not refuse. And they know when you attack the families of these guys from developing countries and promise them the earth, they will put pressure as well. But I think Victor wants a career, and he might just say to Al Hilal, hang on, let's see in a couple of years' time. And it all depends on whether Chelsea are prepared to, how far Chelsea is prepared to break its wage structure for him. I'm still confused as to what exactly he's asking. I have a big feeling it's not as much as people are exaggerating because you know people like to peddle negative Chelsea moves news, but the sporting directors will try and haggle it right down and into the wage structure. Let's see. I'm just talking off my own gut feeling. But to give a legitimate reason why I feel like that is that if Victor wanted to go somewhere else, he would have gone already. You know, Al Hilal have been sniffing around, dropping money for quite some time, and he's been dragging his feet, and that tells me a lot. That's just my opinion in it on that matter. But against Servette, I think I heard Dante say that he thinks it'll be easier. Listen, there's no real easy games in football. I think Servette, when they came here, they showed us what they're capable of, and at home with nothing to lose. they will actually go for it without a handbrake. And our defense, that's shaky enough as it is, need to be careful. From what I understand, I don't think Pedro Neto has been training, which is a concern. I don't know what the Caicedo situation is, but Neto's not training. João Felix is not registered. So we need to be careful, and we
So
can't really rely on Modric. But we should have more than enough to deal with them. But my concern remains the defense and the midfield.
yeah, in terms of Petro Neto, I heard a report that they're managing his game time because remember, before the season started, he was injured. He didn't do a preseason with Wolves, so they're just managing his minutes. So I think it's a good thing because it
Yeah,
will
it
be a one
is.
of yeah. So it will be one of our key players. So we should be careful with him rather than
Yeah.
risking him for the sake of it. So
And
like
the
just like
Crystal Palace game is another big one. We got lots of big games. But yeah, I'm glad to hear his minutes are being managed. Um, we don't want to. We want a manager that can not drive players into injury. My hope is that we see Lavia back. Even if it's for 45 minutes, it's always a good thing to have him around.
yeah, I agree with you. So before I read this, man, Richmond Maker says I'm taking notes from legendary Christian Dante. And now it says Disas is not injured, it could be sold. I don't think he's injured. He was training to yesterday and said big up legendary Bobby. So let's address the Raheem Sterling news. Tiger, are you still there? Okay. Okay, let me address the news. I'll start with you. It says Chelsea are trying to agree a deal with interested clubs which can be put in front of Raheem Sterling and his adversary advisors before the deadline day. Is open to taking part in talks following the conclusion of club negotiations. No guarantee he will leave before Friday. So Tiger, go ahead, man. What is your thought about this? Do you think Raheem Sterling will leave?
I mean, he has to. He must leave. Now the question is where. I personally think Saudi is not coming for him. That would have been an ideal destination considering his age and everything. But well, in case it's not that, it has to be a Premier League club, or who needs a winger right now? Italian clubs, maybe. I mean, Juve was interested, but they got Sancho. Now, by the looks of it, so maybe Manchester United can look for having a winger. But I don't know, man. I mean, I personally feel it's a gut feel, but I personally feel it's some mid-table team. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, some this kind of team who's just gonna take, or maybe some newly promoted team who needs experience, maybe a loan plus obligation. Because how much we are asking for Sterling? 30 million, right? Around this range. I'm sure we are not asking 50 million for him. So maybe a 20 plus 10 million add-ons kind of a buy option or obligation to buy can be done with a newly promoted team, even like Ipswich Town, and because they are searching for attackers, right? All these new teams which come up into the Premier League, they often lack the attacking grit. So yeah, maybe those kind of teams, maybe a mid-table club. I don't think so. Currently, anyone is there. Uh, Last moment, Arsenal can also sweep him up, but I don't know, man. At this point, I feel like a genuinely feel like a mid-table team is a more probable option. Let's see what other panel members thinks.
Yeah, but I think he might go to Manchester United on loan or a loan with obligation to buy since Manchester United doesn't have enough cash now in terms of their budget because they were about to get Ugarte on a loan. Now it's a permanent sale. So, Dante, what is your thoughts about this?
By the way, I'm very sorry, but I just wanna plug in and say I hate Di Marzio.
Okay, no problem. Something about Osimhen again?
Yeah, man, that man is just a big demotivator.
Yeah, about Sterling Tobago. Yeah, look, Man United's probably a good option for him. Uh, really, he could probably play. He could start there. To be honest, is he better than Anthony? Yes. Is he better than a lot of their wingers there? To be honest, I think he could probably get there. Other option close to home, he can stay in London. Crystal Palace might be an option. They've got a bit of money, a little bit now, some sales, and they kind of need another attacking player. That could be an option. Stay close to home, Crystal Palace, and then he'll be guaranteed to start every week there. But yeah, look, he has to leave. We have to get him off the book somehow. He kind of dug his own grave, unfortunately, with that one. There's no more. The club definitely will not want to keep him because of it. So I'm sure they'll find a solution. We're pretty good at finding solutions with players, so I'm sure we'll find one for him, and he will be moved on.
Bobby, what about you? Do you think Raheem will leave?
I certainly hope so. It's a bit of an indictment that the Saudis aren't in for him. That really speaks volumes because they are trying to build their league and they're looking for players to help them do that. And if none of them are coming for him at all, it's interesting. Or maybe they just feel why
Yeah, but
bother
he
since.
made it
He doesn't
publicly.
want
He
to go.
said that
Yeah,
he does
he
not
doesn't want
interested in
to.
Saudi. Does not want
He's,
to go there. Don't
okay,
bother.
so he's done that. Then all of a
Yeah.
sudden I'm learning he's a Man United fan. Okay, great. Um, um, if if it means he goes there, good. I think it would be good for him to go there, actually. That's just the sort of club he wants. He doesn't want a mid table team. Um, yeah, but really, his time at Chelsea is over. I'm glad it's over. He didn't really work for us. Um, will he work with Man United? Maybe. They may be able to play the kind of football that will bring out what's left in him. Will he go before transfer deadline day? Hmm. I think that all lies on the skills of our sporting directors because they will be talking to agents, um, talking to those that are potential buyers, talking to Raheem's team. It's a headache. It's a headache. I can't say for certain what will happen. I know that for the club's finances, it more or less needs to happen, and they will do everything they can to make it happen. And it seems as if Raheem himself wants to play football. So let's see. 2 days left after today.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now we have the latest, and we've been talking about it right now. Says that it's it's all up to Victor at the moment. Chelsea interest is real, but the money from Saudi is tempting. Chelsea want and can't compete with Saudi PIF. Man,
Tobago, can I
this
say something here? Can I say
yes,
something about this? I've switched off the whole Victor Osimhen thing. You know why? Because a lot of people are tweeting and retweeting. They're going back to old tweets. And, we saw
Pretty
that
much.
yesterday. And they bring it out again so that keeps it topical, gives them likes and views, and where there's a lot of gamesmanship going on. I think negotiations are going on with his team, and that's where it is. To be fair, this is one that I really have to say that Fabrizio has got right. I'm sure he's right. That look, they're talking. It is down to Osimhen. It has always been down to Osimhen. Definitely, Napoli don't. They want shot of him. They've got Lukaku. They've laid out money for McTominay. and they need to get him off their books. So I don't think we will hear anything until we hear from whoever has reached an agreement with us, with Victor, and Victor's people. So all this, oh, Victor won't, won't do this, won't do that. It's all old news, regurgitated news, trying to keep people on their toes and focused on the deal. There's 48 hours plus left, and what will be will be. I still believe he will come to Chelsea. I think the negotiations are going better than is being let on out there. That's just my gut feeling. I've got no basis of saying that, but Chelsea would have pulled out if they feel they can't get him, and they would have moved for Ivan Toney, because you don't want to have Ivan Toney feeling his second best. You really don't want that. You want to at least let the guy feel that you want him and he's not on standby. So if there wasn't
Yeah,
a chance, they would have done that by now. That's just how I think it's going. Personally,
yeah,
that's just
and
my
all,
opinion.
and also to add to that, Bobby, remember his agent made it clear, I think, few days ago that Victor Osimhen is not what. So it seems like his agent might not like the Saudi move yet, because also Victor Osimhen is still young. He's 25 years old. So going to Saudi, what if he goes to Saudi and then doesn't perform? What next for him? What about his career? Yes, he'll earn
Ex-
more money, cool, for him and his family. But what about
ex-
his reputation?
bro.
Exactly.
Bro,
If he
that's
wants
why.
to build his reputation and develop his career, Chelsea is the perfect platform. A young, developing, exciting side that he can fit into. He knows that. His agent know that. And if his family have any sense, they will know that too. He will earn money well at Chelsea, but Chelsea don't want passengers. They want people that will be in a position to merit the money they're earning. For example, if he has, this is just an example, bonuses all round if you get a Champions League place, a certain amount per goal. And for him, as a striker, you can fill your boots. And so he could performance related income. I think that's the best thing. And if he is honest with himself, hand on his heart, he will know that that will be a driver for him to improve. Victor has the world at his feet. He could become one of the best strikers on this planet if he focuses and makes the right move now. And I personally believe Chelsea is that move for him. But let's see how it works out.
Yeah, thank you, Bobby. Guys on the chat, subscribe to the channel. If you're new, hit the like button. Now we have interesting one now. So it's just over 2 days left of the window. It's shaping up to be biggest deadline day ever. We have so much to try and do. Those players need clubs. Sterling, Chilwell, Chaloba, Broja, Petrovic, Datro Fofana, Kani, Washington, Angelo. So, Kante, give me a scenario. What do you think will happen here? Do you think we'll be able to let them go, all of them?
Yeah, look, they're working on it. I'm sure we're working on it quite hard. So we talked about Sterling, of course. Chile, we've talked about. Um, he'll be a little bit harder. The higher earners, a little bit harder to move on. Obviously, Angelo, Washington, Carney, Fofana, Petrovic, Broja. These ones will Shalaba won't be that hard, but obviously Chile and Sterling will be a little bit harder to move on. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty confident in this team. Our directors and that they're very good at business. I'm pretty confident they'll most of those out. If Kani stays, that's not the worst thing in the world. If Angelo stays, it's not the worst thing in the world. Um, so yeah, but definitely Sterling, Chile, and these other ones. Even Chalobah, if he stays, it's not the worst thing. Depends if another defender leaves as well. So it just depends how it all goes. But the Chalobah, Broya, Fofana, these other ones, they've been talking for a while with clubs about them. So I think, yeah, they'll be pretty easy to move on. It's just that Sterling, Chile, those sort of two that are come up a little bit later, especially Sterling, that'll be a bit harder to move, and the salaries. But I'm pretty confident we'll get those done as well. We have a really good business model when it comes to that, and ingoings and outgoings, and they will find a solution.
Yeah, JC says Aston Villa going for Rafinha. I don't think so. If you watch Barcelona at the moment, Rafinha is a key player for Hansi Flick. I watched their 3 games he's been playing, and then most of them, I think, 90 minutes. So I don't think he will go. But again, we'll never know. This is transfer window. As long as it's open, anything can happen. And Naomi says all these players are gone by Friday. Just watch, I'm sure. And then he says that I feel Sterling will be gone too, and she will to Leicester City. I don't think so. Leicester City, I don't think so. And then Richmond Maker says, well spoken, Bobby. So, Tiger, do you think these players will leave by end of the transfer window?
Ever, I mean, again, I would like to repeat myself. They must. Sterling, I mean, again, I have said mid-table club, any mid-table club, or Manchester United, or Arsenal, Chile. Again, who needs a left back? Uh, Very hard, but again, I don't see them leaving for anything apart from the Premier League. So again, a Premier League club, maybe a newly promoted club for Chile. Leadership role can be taken, motivate the squad and everything. Good leaders. So Chaloba, I don't know. I personally feel he's not going. He's staying back at Chelsea. He's gonna be a Chelsea player after the end of this window. Broya, man, Broya deal has been very serious when it comes to the very juncture it had collapsed because we have already almost signed everything with Ipswich Town, and now they are looking for another striker. I guess if I'm not wrong, they were looking for a striker from Crystal Palace, Ducore or something. I don't even know who exactly, but I have read something about it while exploring Victor Osimhen land. So yeah, man. I mean, Broya is gonna be a very big issue to sell because this happens, and this happened last time with Olize as well. If you guys remember, we couldn't sign him, and it was out in the open that there is some medical issues that's why we are not able to sign in. I specifically remember that there were other suitors too, but then all of those suitors just ran away when they heard about the medical issues. So when something kind of that happens, and even if a rumor is out, the interest just cools down. So I don't know what we are going to do for Broya. That's a serious contention. David Fofana and all these guys, I personally think they are going on loan. Permanent deal, show short in time, are not possible. Yeah, so let's see what happens.
Bobby, do you agree that they will leave?
Yes, I mean, yet again, I'm going to speak from my feeling, and one thing I won't do is encourage and peddle rumors. As far as the brochure situation is concerned, I will regurgitate what the Ipswich manager himself said. It's still under negotiation. It's not over. They are discussing with Chelsea and with the player. So I'll take it at that. My gut feeling is that he will go to Ipswich. They need a striker, and maybe they're just trying to get a deal that would be cheaper for them. Because remember, the first deal was that they'll pay 30 million if for him if they stay up. Maybe they're trying to knock that down. I don't know, but I think he will go to Ipswich. The one of these deals that actually concerns me more than the others is yeah. I hope Desasi goes so that Chalobah stays. I really do want him to stay. I believe he is our best centre back. But the one that worries me is Chilwell. Chilwell really needs a mid-table club for no other reason other than his own fitness. Chilwell, from a financial point of view, it's an issue. from a player point of view, what's the difference? We never see him any season anyway, so he may as well sit in the reserves because he's of no use to us. He's never fit, but he's on a wage, and that wage is not small. And I don't know. I don't know how motivated he is to play to keep playing, but to sell him off at the highest level may be a problem. He's the one that could do well to go to maybe a newly promoted club or something like that. But all the others, Fofana, Washington, Petrovic, if we are getting rid of him, which looks most likely, between the loan system and other, unfortunately, cheap sales, I think by Friday they'll be gone. If not, we can only register 25 players anyway, so they'll be relegated to the development squad, which I'm sure they will not like. So their agents and they themselves will be jumping at the next opportunity they get.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems like Enzo Maresca is late for his press conference again. But again, let's address this news and then we'll go to the game. So it says Enzo Maresca has called up Chelsea under. Chelsea's called up. Sorry, Enzo Maresca called up Chelsea's 18-year-old midfielder Harris Mac McMahon from the academy for the
Yeah,
Conference League.
McMahon.
Yes, for the Conference League against
It's
Servette.
okay.
Joshua Chimbong, Tarek George are also in the squad. So, Bobby, what are the thoughts about this?
How big is he? Do you know?
I can, you can see by the pictures, he's so tall. Let me show you.
Okay, because that's the problem, and I'm glad he's recognized it. Our midfield is weak, certainly without Caicedo, Lavia. We have Enzo, yeah, but Enzo can't do it on his own, and we lack physicality. I just keep saying one of the things I lament is that we let Ugochukwu go on loan. I hope the kid develops because I think that kid really and truly is what we need. He's a DM specialist, but he can also go and score goals. He can play the spoiler role. He's quite good all over that midfield area. So he's not around. I think he's giving the youngsters an opportunity. He's saying, well, look, we've got 2-0 lead. You go there. This is a team that, okay, they're good, but they're not better than you. So go show me what you've got. Tyreek George, I like him. He looked a bit kind of lightweight, as all youngsters do. He's only just turned 18, I believe. But this is the sort of opportunity that they should take with both hands. And this is where you use your squad and you use your youngsters. So I'm very happy to hear it. I really am. And of course, then backing up, we have people that can go into midfield if needed, like Renato Vega. Um, and I don't know what's happening with Cesare Casade, but he, as far as I know, is with the squad. I see him training, so maybe he's not match fit. But we shouldn't take these people lightly at all. We shouldn't. But calling up the academy to play their part is a very smart move, and I hope they do us proud if they get to play.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro, I'm still searching height of Harris McMahon.
No, he's a
It's,
short player. He's not a tall player. He's not a physical player. He's a
it's
technical
nowhere to be
player.
found. I'm sorry,
He's a
Bobby, sir.
technical
It's nowhere
player.
to be found.
I don't know him that well, but I do know he's short. He's 173 centimeters. He's a short technical midfielder. He's not a tall physical guy. No.
Well, Moresco's the coach, but from what I saw against Wolves, um, we were getting outdone in there. Certainly in the Premier League, we need that physicality. It's a recipe that I mean, there's no rocket science. You've got to have the big boys there because The opposition will have the big boys. Maybe in Europe you can get away with it, but in the Premier League you can't.
Yeah, he won't get game time. He's just with the squad for experience. Obviously, he's not going to probably get game
Uh,
time. But
uh, I don't know what you guys think, but I think because it was mentioned, I personally think Cesare Cassidy is part of some transfer. I don't know which particularly, if it's the Arao deal to Benfica because a defender midfielder a player was being linked there as well by the sources, or is it Osimhen deal with Napoli? Because it's still not clear the exact structure of the deal. So maybe Cesare Cassidy is out in some form, because if he's there, there is no point of calling these youngsters. So I personally think that's gonna happen. Let's see what happens. But unfortunate, like I really wanted to see Cassidy, with Chelsea colors, playing and scoring goals. He's a top kid, but well, we have 45 players, as they say. Not everyone can play, so people have to go. Yeah, that's it. And regarding the team, I don't care, bro. Just score 4 goals, 3 4 goals. Have a clean sheet if you can. I'm happy. Just win it. For God's sake, just win it. No mishappenings against Servette.
Yeah, all I can say that their stadium is so awful. Even the pitch is awful. You'll see tomorrow. So let me read the comments here, and then I'll come back to the lineup, so that you can help me build the lineup for tomorrow's game. Then we're going to wrap it up, guys. So Florida says, let them play George. Perform. He has a chance again. Richmond Maker says, Broga isn't over. Fowl again says that Noni will score hat trick and say tonight, Sylvester, house. Bro, I don't think he will start. But let's go to the lineup, guys. So, obviously, in goal, I think we're going to have Jorgensen, right? Yeah, all agree. Not we don't want as
yep,
much. We don't want. I,
Yeah, I mean
I
in
think we're
cup
going to.
games, he has to
I
start.
think you're going to you're going to see the the same lineup.
Vega left back.
Yeah, is there right inspiration, right Viega?
That doesn't matter. That's fine.
Here will be Barashile.
So you think he's going to go the same lineup as he did in the first leg?
Yeah, I think so. I think we don't need to risk Colwell and Fafana at the moment. But that's my take. You let me know what do you think.
Yeah, I
Do you
agree. I
think
think most of them will be playing that played in the first leg, just to keep that
and
going.
Terry Terry George is on the flight also. Do you think we'll play or will play Disasi?
Achapong, you mean?
Achimpong, yeah, Achimpong. Who do you think will play?
It
Well,
just
if we're
depends
going to sell this asset, no point playing him, is there?
if they're going to sell him. Yeah, but if they're not, then yeah, he'll play most likely.
Yeah, if they're not, then he will play.
So who would you prefer there?
I
I'm
Disasi
think the
saying,
versus
Sassy, Tariq
yeah,
George can
Disasi, I
come
think
on.
as well. Yeah, because once he goes back to a back three, he'll be the right centre back.
Yeah, you still have to take these people seriously.
and I think Moses Caicedo will play again, unfortunately, since Lavia is not available.
I don't
And
know.
yeah, who will play there? Do you think Enzo will play there against this team away? Will start there?
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. Yeah.
Here we might see Juri Sowell again, right? With the guy that Bobby doesn't like.
Yeah, he'll play. He'll definitely play.
And here
KDH will play.
Yeah, he will play. They
Okay,
will put him there. So I just hope he doesn't keep making bad passes like he does. I suspect Enzo may start because Enzo is the captain at the moment, isn't he?
yeah, but
So,
Well, doesn't matter, Bobby. It's Caicedo was captain. There's other captains. It doesn't really matter.
but he's the only sort of worthy midfielder that we've got left at the moment.
Well,
I
this
don't
is
know.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised that, like Rich was saying, Rich Moneymakers was saying, in the if Cassidy isn't going anywhere, I wouldn't be surprised Cassidy might be involved. Some of these other players that are 100% staying.
Yeah.
If Carney's not going anywhere, he would probably be starting. I think this game he could be
I
starting in that midfield position, the attacking eight.
I would
Same with
start them.
Cassidy, he can play that attacking eight as well.
Yeah.
Or even the box to box eight. He can play that there if you really need to. So we'll see. We'll see who's on the bench, and then we'll know. I think more who's leaving and who's not. That'll tell us a lot in this game. I think.
so who do you think will play as a right winger? Because Neto is not available. Do you think Noni might start?
No, I
No,
don't.
he'll rest him. He's played a lot, Noni. You don't want to
Yeah,
get him.
and also Petro Neto is not going. So who will play there, guys?
Look,
Mm.
Tyreek George might be a shout. You never
Yeah.
know.
You could put Tyreek on the right or Modric on the right,
Mudrik can
either
play on the
or.
right as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think could be a shot. I would give these youngsters a go. I would, especially now. I would let them go and play these games, get them experience, and see what they have. Especially because Servette will be a bit open. They'll want to come a little bit at us. They'll be a bit open, so they might have a chance to shine these players that have got speed on the outside. So I think, yeah, I would throw George in there and see what he's got. Let's, if he does really, really well, you never know. Um, he might then leave on loan. You never know. Another team will come for him to go on loan properly. You never know. So you need to showcase these players. It's not good just having them. You need to showcase them. That's my opinion on it. And I kept saying the Conference League is it's a great place to showcase some of these players that are not playing often. We really need to push them to be playing in these games, especially the young kids from Cobham.
Okay, since look at Mareza's comments. I'll check them. So do you guys agree with the lineup? Before you go to the into Mareska comments, seems like they are funny. I'll check them right now. Do you
Yeah,
agree with the
pretty
lineup?
pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. Also, it just depends what we're doing with Angelo as well. If he could be
Angelo
another one that can start on the
is,
right,
is,
but we don't
is
know.
was
Yeah, I
he
was going to
registered?
say him.
Was he registered for the squad? Because I don't think we'll play him if he was not registered.
Registered, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's not registered anymore. Oh, he didn't
I
get
don't know.
registered.
I don't know. But the
If
competition needs, this stage of the competition, you need to
to
register.
register,
And then
yeah.
if you get through, then you register again.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. I know, but I thought he was one of the ones that was registered, if I remember. But anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That would be
let me
pretty.
check.
We're probably very close to the team you chose there. Yeah.
Okay, okay, let me check Enzo Maresca's comments, and then I think that's it, guys.
It's
So
interesting
Enzo
with that
Maresca's,
defensive midfield position. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, says Enzo Maresca on team news says Rome is still out, Rhys James still out, Pedro and Malo are not in the squad just for protection. Hopefully, Rhys will be back after the game. So that means if Malo is not available, that means George might get a chance to play in the second half.
Yeah, yeah. He should. He should. They should let him
Yeah,
play. Yeah, he did play him in the preseason, so we'll see. If he thinks he's ready, he might play him.
I think this is refreshing to read. A coach protecting Malagusto, knowing that Rhys James is struggling with injuries. So it's a good thing to see. Rather than playing him for the sake of playing him, and we need him on Sunday. So it says in terms of transfer window, says I said many times the most important thing for us is to try and be focused on where we are, the way we want to try and improve. This is the only thing we can control. And the follow up says many things can happen. We are very close we are very close to close the window, but the main focus is always being on the pitch. And I agree with him. You don't have to say a lot. It says on Jackson, says in the Marasco on uh, striker links mean for Jackson. It says I didn't speak to Nico about this. I had meetings with Nicholas yesterday about just about amount of good things he can do for us. Hmm.
which
Yeah,
pretty much means he's in the plans. So yeah.
yeah, and I don't think Nico needs to shed. He is our number 9, our striker in this moment. We are happy with him. And also, this is when the transfer window is open, anything can happen. When it's closed, we will be happy because we can focus on the squad we have. I think that is helpful. And also says I can say that it is not I can say that it's not a mad club because since I joined the club, the team is working in a one direction. And in terms of Raheem Sterling, says this, I said already many times, he's a fantastic person. The only thing is just the only thing is that every manager has different ideas. He's not type of thing I like. That's that says nothing about Raheem. The history and his numbers speak for Raheem. Okay, seems like someone is
Yeah,
coming in.
interesting that one. Yeah, well, he's been consistent. He said that from the start. It's not his type of winger, and he's continuing with that. He's being straight up. Um, he could actually play very well in this system, the Maresca system. Sterling, he actually suits it very, very well, but unfortunately, he's just not doing what he needs to be doing. He's too selfish and loses the ball, makes all the wrong decisions, and maybe in training hasn't been as good. Maybe off the field stuff as well. He's
Another
not.
transfer
He's not
bomb
really
I
a
hear,
leader.
guys.
Not a leader. If he was at least a leader on the field, like a proper leader, because he's the oldest in the squad, then that might help him a bit. But unfortunately, he's not even a leader at all, and he doesn't want to be, and he doesn't really care about that. So it's better when you have a younger squad to move these players on if you can, because you don't want them. You want them all, like I was saying, you want them all to be on the same page.
Yeah, I agree. Tiger, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. No. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I couldn't catch Enzo Maresca's comments because I'm kind of busy to collect all the news that's floating around, and suddenly I've just sent Tobago something, and it's kind of a not a big thing for Chelsea fans, but it's kind of a big news if you consider the whole transfer market. And regarding Enzo Maresca, I love this manager. I don't have words to say in his appreciation. And I mean, I like his stance that he doesn't, inflates and then deflates and then suddenly changes the whole stance and then, you know, continues the hypocrisy which sometimes Poch loved to do. So yeah, that's a refreshing side. Has he said something about Osimhen though?
I'm still reading. You will see right now.
Okay, yeah.
So it says
He's not going to
for
say anything. He's not going to say
yeah,
anything. I can tell you that.
No,
yeah,
any indications, anything would work. Yeah.
yeah. It says for all the players that are training apart before the transfer window closes, they will not play. Hmm. And
Oh,
now it's on Sancho says, if we can sign a player that can help us for sure wins. Jordan is not our player. I know him very well, but he's not our player. So I think that's it, guys. They never
he
ask
can
him
be our
about
player though.
endorsement. Say again?
They'll get the same answer every time. He's not our player. I can't say anything about
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
They're good players, but
Generic
they're not.
manager. Yeah, yeah.
It's they can't do anything. That's how it is.
So,
It's silly
so,
questions
so,
every
r-
time. Every time I hear the journalist asking about other players from other
yeah,
clubs to coaches, I'm like, why are you asking? They're not gonna reply nothing back. Like, don't they know? You're just taking up time. You're just wasting time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Tiger,
Uh,
Tiger, you have something for us. You're cooking something for us.
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah,
this
yeah,
might
yeah.
help us to get
So,
rid of Sterling.
so, so it's
So
breaking news. It's breaking news.
can you get closer to your mic?
Yeah. By the way, 100%. I'm close to my mic. Let me just see.
We can't hear you, Tiger.
Yeah, we can hear you. So that's why I'm saying, can you get closer to your mic? Tiger, are you still there? Seems
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
lost him
So
again.
is it fine
Eh,
now?
Talk again?
Hello, hello. Is it fine now?
No, it's not
Hello,
fine.
hello. Oh, let me see.
Yeah, you're very.
Yeah,
We can't hear you, Tiger. You're very, very low volume. He's gone anyway. So you read it out, Tobago, or do you want me to read it out?
yeah, you can read it. It's fine.
Yeah. So, despite all the rumors, Juventus do not want to sign Jadon Sancho from Man United with an obligation to buy, but only a loan until June 2025 with the option to buy. You've already to pay 35 to 40% of the salary. Man United would have to pay 60 to 65% of the salary. Sancho has given his availability to join Juve. Well, of course, yeah, of course, Juventus wants him for that. Um, that's what's going to happen with all these clubs,
Hello.
and
I'm audible.
yeah, especially with Sterling, how Sterling was linked to Juventus. No chance in hell that Juventus will pay Sterling's wages.
Yeah, I think this deal won't happen if Juventus are really asking Manchester United to pay 60% of his salary, 60 to 65%. I don't think Manchester United will agree to this. So Tiger,
It
Can
just
can
depends
I
what
Tiger,
throw a
if they have
curve?
no option.
Can I
If they
I'm
throw
have
a
no other
audible,
option,
guys.
they'll
curveball
have
I'm
into
to do it.
this?
audible.
That's sometimes they go
whoa,
through these deals. They
Can
have
I
no other
can I
option.
throw can I throw a curveball into this?
Yeah,
okay,
go on, Bobs. So go on,
People
go on,
keep
Bobs.
talking about, oh, Chelsea have to give Sterling some compensation. I know, which I personally don't agree, but okay, fine. Now, what if in their negotiation, rather than giving compensation, they let him go on loan to for example, Juventus, and for one season pay that 65% of the wages. That brings down his wages on the wage bill for a season. Then you get rid of him at the end of that. Just saying, just like they did with Lukaku.
Yeah, but the Lukaku stuff,
Doesn't have
Lukaku
to
took
be
a pay
exactly
cut.
the same.
He
You
took
can
a
do
pay
it.
cut, Bobby. So there was a big difference. Yeah, he took a big pay cut. So
That's what I'm saying. You
that
don't.
was
It
a little
doesn't
bit
have to be
set up a little bit
exact.
differently.
Doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it could be a deal that would be some sort of compensation to him. It'll give him big time football and help him move on. Just saying, that's what I would do if I'm finding it difficult to offload him. And Juventus don't want Jadon Sancho. We don't really need Jadon Sancho either. So slot Sterling in there. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yep,
I
that's the only way I
I
think.
guess that's what. Yeah, I guess that's what we were trying to do, and that couldn't materialize, and that's why supposedly now this is how interesting transfer market is, right, guys? Three or four or five journalists 4 or 5 hours ago made it all public that Jadon Sancho is gone to Juventus, and now Nicolas Kira comes with the bomb that Juventus is not even interested to sign him, and this is not a Nathan Jessing or Nizar Kansela kind of a guy. uh, this is a good source. I mean, uh, and I'm not saying he's a good source out of thin air. He's really a good source. He literally broke the Enzo news, 45 minutes ago, and not just that one, a lot of news. But anyway, so this is a mad transfer window, and uh, you know, I personally think if there is the best chance to offload Sterling, that's gonna be in a swap deal with Jadon Sancho, because United are not taking Sterling, individual deal. No one else is gonna take Sterling on an individual deal with that kind of wages. I was saying mid-table clubs, but we all know the reality of mid-table clubs and how the wages and everything, how they can pay, and if they can pay or not. So that has to be a very big obstacle in that. So yeah, breaking news in that perspective, and um, let's see how it develops. But I personally think if we can do a swap with Sterling, it would be fantastic. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, since the transfer window is about to end, so we're going to see chess games and tactics. So let's see what will happen. But again, guys, I'd like to thank you for coming, Dante, Bobby, Tiger. We had Coachella on the chat, Rich Moneymakers, Fowella, JC, everyone who had a chance to come in. I appreciate it, guys. So we're going to do a stream on Friday, guys. I already talked with Dante that Friday I'm planning a deadline day stream. So hopefully,
Tiger,
if
are you
we, we,
sure
we,
about
we,
that? Are
we'll
you
be
not doing
getting
a
the
stream if we
Victor Stone
sign
heavy.
Osimhen tomorrow?
No, no, no. I think that will only happen on Friday. So,
Okay,
and then
okay.
they rather not spoil my plans. So I'd rather do a stream on Friday late and see what will happen, and then I'll be breaking the Victor Osman Here We Go here live on YouTube. So we'll see, guys. So, like I said, guys, thank you for coming. I appreciate it, and hopefully we win tomorrow.
Surely, bro. Big up the Chelsea. Big up Dante. Big up
Have a
Bobby.
chance, guys.
Big up.
Take care, guys.
You go, guys.